what do you think about gender equality in governance? If you were a president, or if you have the chance to become the president of the nation, what would you do to better the nation? Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Are you set?
Yes, sir.
Remember, for every task that you undertake in the Gold House, there are specific people that are watching every single thing. And for the Gold Africa reality TV show that is set to bring out that best in you, the best which is not limited to a particular thing, but to bring out every aspect of greatness that is within you. Which is why you've had the opportunity to show yourself and to the world, to the viewers, what you have inside of you with different tasks and activities that has been given to you so far. Right now, some of you might do very well in politics or anything that has to do with public relations. Just maybe anyone amongst the viewers can pick interest in one of you or some of you after this particular task. I'd like to ask again, are you all ready for this task?
Yes, sir.
Are you all ready for this presentation?
Yes, sir.
What do you think about gender equality in governance? And talking about governance, as a youth, if you were given the chance to become the president, what are the things you would do to better the nation? We'll start this presentation with Ominio.
It's your favorite boy, Ominio. Today, I'm going to talk about the topic, gender equality in governance. And alongside, if I'm given the opportunity to be the president of this great nation, and what will I do to even make it better? Well, before I continue, first of all, I'll have to commend the succeeding or previous government that have done so much well and have given history to this great country, and I'll be able to put us as young men who aspire to hold public offices. Well, when you say gender equality, what do we mean? At a layman language, equality means equal, giving equal right, equal chance, equal opportunity to the male and female gender. Starting with the male gender, of course, tracing back then where our origin, our culture, where you find out that even among our tribes, the female aspect has not been given an opportunity even in the home. But that's why I'm here. Now, if you come back to the system, you find out that most of the public offices, even in the Senate, are being occupied by the male. Not just because the female cannot have that opportunity, but because the tradition has been chasing us and we've been working with that. Giving me the opportunity, I am not coming to condemn the policies that say only males should take most of the public offices, but I am here to make sure there is equality. Equality in the sense that to who deserve an office should be given, irrespective of the gender. I have the likes of Amina, who is now the World Health, UNN Secretary General, Assistant Secretary General. I have the likes of Ngozi Ojuela. I have late Dora Akuni. These are great women who have held one public office or the other. For me, definitely, I'm going to give that equal opportunity to whom would deserve, not looking at the gender in particular. Going by the second topic, where if I'm given the opportunity as a young president to even make this nation better. However, I'm not going to look at where making policies. No. There's one thing that is being broken down in this country: continuity. Now, the previous government have been putting in place such effort, making good policies, but there is a problem. What is that problem? Implementation. Continuity has been a bridge between one governance to the other. I'll make sure that I have my manifestos. Within my manifestos, I should be able to drive out a good policy that will work with the existing policy. Not my manifesto is talking about entire different policies from the existing one. A wise man say, while your elders eat, you don't come and wash your hand and eat. You allow them to invite you before you come. What do I mean? I have to work with my elders. I'm not coming to abolish their policies, or I'm not coming to show them that, yes, I'm wise, but rather, I will listen to them and then pick what has been in existence that is good. Policies like having good roads, improving the transport system. When you improve the transport system, I should be able to be in Abuja, from Bauchi to Abuja, within 1 hour or 30 minutes. Why? Because I have the railroad, the rail working, the road working, and the air also working. Another thing I'm looking at, I'll look at the agriculture, because an empty bag cannot stand. So how do I do that? I work and improve on the existing policy of agriculture, whereby you'll be able to empower the farmers, giving them the necessary input, making sure that this input you provide, they are at the right time and when it is needed. The next thing I'm going to look at, which is quite challenging, that is the electric power, the electricity. Well, that will take a long time, but I'm not here to bore you with 7-point agenda, but to work on the existing policy, so that at the end of the day, I'm not here to abolish those policies, but also make it even better. At the end of the day, we'll have a better Nigeria and a better government. I hope by the time you bring me into this office, I assure you, these two policies that I have derived from the existing one will be implemented, and all you Nigerians will enjoy good governance. Thank you.
My name is K-Boss, and first and foremost, I'm going to be talking about gender equality in governance. Before I start, I would like to borrow a quote from a very notable book by late Prince Tony Momo. He said, when you feed a man, he might in turn feed just another man. But when you feed a woman, before she consumes that food or whatever it is that is being given to her, she thinks about her children and other children who are yet to feed. Before now, most of our sectors have been run by men or the male folks, and our women are meant to stay at home. But over time, thanks to the past administration, they've seen the need for the female folks to also take positions in public offices, administrative positions. Women are in the business sector, women are running the entertainment sector, women are running the industrialized sector, and what have you. For me, I think it's very simple. If you can give a man a position based on the fact that he's able to perform, I think a woman should also be given that same position based on the fact that she's able to perform. If you try a man and he does well, then let him have the job. If you also try a woman and she does well, let her have the job. We have women who are coming up in different sectors of the economy, and they are doing marvelously well in their various fields, from engineering to the medical sector, from the medical sector to other important sectors that groom the economy. So for me, I just feel both parties should be given equal rights in governance, and in turn, we have an inclusive governance of both the male in administration and the female in administration, as well as the male and the female in other sectors. Then if I was made the president of the country, what are the things I would do? I would like to borrow from my colleague who said continuity is a big factor in a big problem in our economy or in our country, which is true, because every president or every president that comes wants to go with his own manifesto. He wants to do what he has deemed fit, what he feels is right for his own administration and so on. But basically for me, I think I would try to focus on where we're lacking as a nation. Yes, the past administration have done so well on agriculture. They've done so well on basic amenities like road, rail, transportation, power, and what have you. But also, while doing all of this, they failed in some aspects which they feel is not really necessary or is not as important as the other aspects, and that is where the problem is. First of all, I will start with restructuring. By restructuring, I am going to give both the judiciary and the legislative their own autonomy to perform as a body and not being controlled or regularized by anybody, because in Nigeria, practically, most of the effort of the judiciary and most of the effort of the legislative, in one way or the other, is being affected by the decisions of the executive. Because Nigeria is supposed to be a country where the executive is supposed, the judiciary and the legislative is supposed to checkmate the executive, because that is legally their duty, by right their duty. But at the moment, they just work hand in hand, and whatever the executive being, whether good for the nation or bad for the nation, they just approve. Then secondly, I'm going to review our constitution. There are many things in our constitution that is affecting the growth of our youth presently. A few that I can mention, we talk about the electoral bills, we talk about the Live Above Poverty bills, and many other bills that the Senate has brought forward. And because of some certain part of our constitutions, those bills are not being passed, because what is in the constitution contradicts what is in the bill. And at that point, we are having issues working with those bills, even though those bills are bills that would benefit our country as a people or as a nation. Then thirdly, which is one thing we're fighting every day, is security. The insecurity in the country cannot be underlooked. Why? Because one, it has affected many of the other sectors of the economy, ranging from agriculture, because our counterparts in the north barely have the leverage to go to their farms, produce food for the economy, and so on, because there is insecurity, not just in the north. There is also insecurity in the south, whether we like it or not. The farmers and herders clashes, kidnapping, bulky pipeline vandalization, and all other sorts. So all this put together, if security is being tackled properly, the way it should be, and managed properly, I think it will go a long way to making the economy and the country and the nation a safer place for all of us. Speaking of security, it brings us down to foreign investment, which is one particular thing that helps us to grow financially as a country. in terms of our currencies, in terms of our standard in the market, or probably the international market or the trade sector and other sectors of the economy. Because if we have reduced foreign reserves, it affects our currency rate. If we have increased foreign reserves, it also affects our currency rate. So whichever way you wish to see it, our currency or our domestic, our GDP is being affected by how we are able to bring in investments, foreign investments into the country. So I think basically that is another part of the sector I'm going to look into. Foreign investment is one thing that cannot be overemphasized. Security is one thing that is affecting the increase in foreign investment. Then most importantly, local investment. Many of our youth are coming up with good ideas that will drive the economy as much as possible. And I think is one thing I am also going to take to heart, because small and medium scale businesses lately is one thing that is running this economy, especially at the moment. So for me, if I cannot do much of the foreign investment, I'll come down home and I'll do much of the local investment. Let's see how we can give space to small and medium scale enterprises to grow, become large scale enterprises over time, well managed, and find a way to see how we can curb the tax rate for these growing businesses, so they don't in turn have issues one way or the other while they are being managed and what have you. So I think with these few points, I will be able to run my own country or my own nation at the space I want to. Thank you.
This is your favorite boy, ONG. First of all, I will be talking about gender equality, as well as if I'm to be the president of Nigeria, what I will do to better the nation. First and foremost, I would like to talk from the past experience in the country when men are more valued than women in some part of the country, and then the way the things were being run. I will also compliment the past administration when only men rule, and in our country, Nigeria, when it's more like the female are being cheated, and in some part of the country, like the northern parts, mainly where in the past women are not really valued, and today you see most of the female genders doing well in the educational sector and in more of the organizations where they belong to, which shows a good point that they can as well do more better than some of the men in the past. So I still stand on the what we call inclusive governance, where you give female the same equal rights as the male in the governance aspects. And then talking about if I'm to be the president of the country, what I will do to better the country. I think the country has been in some kind of tribulation, ups and downs. And I think the best way to better the country, not giving you much point, I think is restructuring, where you restructure things that have been done in the past and the errors that I noticed in the past administration, where I bring in how the past administration has been manipulated, and then restructure, bring the wrongs and correct them to right. And I think one of the wrongs I will correct first in the country is reducing the importation and increasing the exportation. Because I think in a country like Nigeria, we have so many good things that God has blessed us with, which we are not really making use of, which is also affecting our economy and our existence as well. So some of the importations we do are things we can as well produce in this country, but due to lack of amenities and also not trusting what you have, or say not believing in your own self, is really affecting the country. Nigeria has about 30 states, and these states are doing so well in so many things. Example, states like Ebonyi State, where you see them, they have salt, which God bless them with, and they are also good in farming, as well as Niger State as a state. These are states that are good in farming, and some of these things are not well looked into. Where you see them importing some of the foods, I think we are also blessed with, and it's also affecting our currency as well as our agricultural sector. Uh, some of these things can be well managed and then packaged and also export to other countries so as to increase uh, so many things in Nigeria, so as to help in our economic restructuring of the country as well. As well as the youth. I think a country like Nigeria is where the youths in the country are smart in so many things. Uh, these are youths that are ready to work, but need more like support. I think if I am the president, I will also empower the youths. Uh, Countries like America, where you see youths doing well, even from birth, where they are being paid. But a country like Nigeria needs such as well to grow. I think one of the things I will do is also to bring this youth closer to the government, so as empower them and then look into their potentials, explore them, and I think it will also bring a huge increase to the government. And with this few point of mine, I believe the country will be better. Thank you.
My name is Neka Peace Benjamin, simply Neka also. We're given a topic to talk about as youth, what we think about gender inequality in governance, and also if we're given the opportunity to become the president of this nation, what are we going to do to make the nation better? Well, personally, what I think about gender inequality is that gender inequality is one of the reasons why our country, our nation is the way it is today. Why do I say so? For instance, if a ship needs 100% capacity to sail and we only have 52%, that ship, no matter what you do to that ship, it won't sail. You struggle and struggle and struggle, and there will be no movement. Even if there will be trouble on the sea, which may lead to it capsizing. So until the ship gets its 100% capacity, it's not moving anywhere. In our country, Nigeria, when you talk about inequality, what comes to mind is feminism, or women wants to compete with men, or the masculinity of men. Meanwhile, that's not the case. Gender inequality or gender equality simply means giving a woman as well as a man equal rights, equal opportunity, equal chance to assume political position and to also contribute their own quota to the society. And why it is that in Nigeria, the percentage of women in politics or in governance is very low because of several reasons, which I'm going to be mentioning. And it has been also verified according to statistics. I'll not mention numbers for fear of being wrong, but that the rate of women to men in politics is like 11 to 89%, which is very, very, very low. So the reasons why I think, from my own assessment, that women has really been relegated to the background when it comes to politics, especially here in Nigeria, it's because of the nature of our country. It's a patriarchal system that we practice here, which means that we practice fatherland. We say this is that men rule the world. Meanwhile, they forget that it's nothing without a woman. So there is this unconscious mindset that it's a man's world. So women are supposed to be in a particular or mind a particular aspect in the society. That's one. Another reason why it's like that is because of the violent process of election. According to a particular scholar, Max Weber, he said that politics is war without bloodshed, but that's not the case in Nigeria. Also, the case in Nigeria I would go with is that of the scholar Mao, that says that politics is who gets what, when, and how. who gets what means the political interest when the timing, like election time period, and then how is the problem here. It becomes so violent, there is bloodshed, there is whatever it takes. It's a do or die affair here in Nigeria. So it makes the environment very, very unsecure for the women to even venture into. Another cause is the monetary aspect. To run campaign and what have you, it needs sponsor. It needs lots of financial capacity, which women at this point do not possess such capacity to run any political or aspire for any political position. Also, childbearing. A woman in her life, a particular time in her life, will have to pause and then give birth to children. This also reduces her chance of going into politics. We also have religion or culture. In Nigeria, we have those who are Christians, Muslims, and even the traditional worshippers. They have this similar idea when it comes to the role of a woman, which says that a woman is supposed to be in the kitchen, a woman is supposed to do certain things. In fact, in some culture, a woman do not talk when men are speaking. So this is the mindset that we already have, and the status quo is tight. It is very hard for you to penetrate and change it. Then another issue about this is lack of interest, political apathy. The women themselves don't even try to go into politics. I mean, if you want to take over power, you have to fight for it. You don't sit and expect the power to be given to you. You have to do your own quota. You have to try. You have to be in politics. You have to go through the process. You have to start from the grassroots. You don't sit and complain. You have to do something. So women lack the interest. They only complain, but they do nothing. And they expect that the men would give them chance. No, you have to come out and do something. When the men sees that you're serious, maybe, just maybe, there will be chance for us to become things. I mean, we've had women who have done well, like Ngozi Ekwenjuwala. We have people like Ezekwesili and the rest of them. They've really proven that if women are given the chance, they will also do very well in politics. Let me not take so much time on this. Let me go straight to the second point, which is if I'm given the chance to be a president, what I would do to make the nation a better one. Well, for me, before the amalgamation of Nigeria in 1914, the states that became Nigeria, they were flourishing on their own. They had things that they were doing before they were amalgamated. So I would want the country to be decentralized. Let every state maximize their own resources and remit to the center. As it is right now, the center has so much power. It gives to other states, and that causes even the influx of able-bodied young men and women to, influx into the center, trying to get ends meet, trying to do this or that, because they feel that the center is the attraction of money. Everybody wants to survive. But when it is decentralized, every state maximize your own resources. I mean, we are very rich. We mustn't depend on oil. Now it seems like everybody in Nigeria is depending on oil. What happens when when the use of oil becomes less? Because as it is now, technology and all that is taking over the world, and we have things like cars that will start using water to run. So what happens to crude oil? That means the demand for crude oil will be very low, and that means our economy will crash. So we need to maximize our other means of income, which is agriculture, which is other mineral resources, fishing, and even our local industries have to be awoken. There are all industries that have been relegated for so many years. We need to start, using our local industry and even building more. Another thing I would do is to reduce importation. Yes. How would I do that? I would also try to build or create specialized schools. Not everybody should go to the university to be a doctor or whatever. If you have your talent, maybe your talent is singing, dancing, whatever it is, there should be a specialized school where you can go and and become a professional in that field. And when you come out, your certificate will be as vital as valued as that of who went to university, so that you can do what you know how to do best in your own field. This will also bring development to the country. And once that is done, with the help of reduction of importation, it will help those who have specialized in so many things to start making whatever it is that they've learned, and it will bring competition. When there is competition, there is quality. Now it is hard for a Nigerian to buy a Nigerian made stuff because they believe that it does not have quality. I mean, if you reduce the importation of these foreign goods, you do not have any choice than to patronize your own Nigerian made stuff. And when you patronize your own Nigerian made stuff, it brings competition. Everybody wants to make something more quality to attract more customers. So I will make sure that we reduce importation of things I know that we can produce in Nigeria. I would make sure that I provide specialized schools for those who are not interested in becoming a doctor or whatever. But whatever your talent is, there is school for you to go and specialize on that which you have talent for. I would also make sure that multilateral corporations do their social responsibility very well. We have a lot of multinational corporations here. They don't even do their social responsibility. They don't create roads. They don't do what they are supposed to do in the village or where they are situated in. I'll make sure that they also pay our Nigerian staffs the same way they pay their own staff too. Because you find out in some multilateral corporations that they pay their staff in dollars and pay Nigerian staff in naira. Is either you're paying them in dollars or you're paying them the equivalent of the naira that you're paying the Nigerian staffs as well. I'll also review our constitution. It's been obvious that some of our constitution contradicts themselves. And I also make sure that there is law, the law enforcement agency are doing their work. Meanwhile, nobody is above the law. Everybody will go down for whatever crime you commit. And also, I will make sure that our foreign policy is amended so that the Nigerians overseas will also enjoy some kind of patriotic feeling and all, because I know that some of them there are not really enjoying their stay due to racial treatment and what have you. Well, that's the few things I can say about what I'll do when I become a president. Thank you very much.
It's your boy Jimmy. I just want to chip in a little about gender equality and if I'm opportunity to be the president, what to do to better the nation. Yeah, we've been experiencing this issue of rape, constant rape, and as the president of the nation, I will ensure to put an end to eradicate issue of rape. Whoever engage him or herself into rape will be sentenced to life imprisonment. Number one, as the president of the nation, I will make sure I put an end to lesbianism, every form of homosexual. I'll make sure there's constant light supply, good roads, and there will be equality in every form, equality in every area. There will be equality, except as a president, I will impose a law whereby no woman will ever govern this nation, because they tend to perform very woeful when it comes to ruling this nation. So these are things I would like to see.
Vita Yankee. I would like to discuss if I am a president, what will I do to make the country better? Number one, let's talk on gender equality. Politics of nowadays, they value males than female. So on that aspect, there should be equal rights for both males and female. Number two, if I am a president, there will be I'll focus on employment. Number one, employment. You can see our youth of nowadays, they went to the university, they served the country. At the end, you can imagine someone that studied law is now a conductor. Someone that studied medicine is now a stylist. He or she is now a hairstylist or a fashion designer. So there will be enough employment. Number two, I'll talk on agriculture. As you can see, Nigeria, our land, we have many resources and our land is very good. So I will do most of our food production here in the country and sell it outside the country than importing from other countries to this country. Number three, I will talk about development. I'll make Nigeria a very beautiful country whereby everyone wants to visit. Like, I want to go to Nigeria. You can see Dubai, how beautiful Dubai is. I'll make Nigeria more beautiful than Dubai. Then I'll talk about youth political position. Politics of nowadays, you can see we have the elderly people in the political sections. So I'll give the youth opportunity to I'll give them opportunity for the political area so that the youth at least can rule the country. All those old men there, they should go and relax. At least they are old. They need to go and settle down and relax. So we need the youth there. And number three, I'll talk about entertainment. As you can see, in Nigeria now, we are all trying on this entertainment sector. We are really, really trying. But we really need more things in this country. So I'll talk about that area. And lastly, I'll talk about sports. I don't really know much about sports, but I know that Nigeria will lack in sports areas. Our stadium and everything is zero. So I'll work on that. I bless Nigeria, my country. God bless Nigeria.
It's your boy again, Cliff Ben, in the studio here in Goal Africa Reality TV show. I'm here to make a presentation on the gender equality and if I become the president of this great nation, Nigeria, what can I do? Gender equality. I think everybody in this country should be treated equally. God created the women and the men. And there is this normal saying that says, behind every successful man, there's a woman. So we should treat them equally. Being a president is a good opportunity. And then I think before going into politics and contesting for any seat, you must have a manifesto, what you want to do. And I think this country's problem is the same thing as the economic fundamental problem. What to do, how to do, or what to produce, where to produce, and for whom to produce. As a president, you will look at what is lacking in the country. What can you do about it? The one that was there before you, what has he been doing? What is his plan? Has he execute what he has as planned to do? No. Then you take it from there. Then another factor is women should also be brought into politics. Give them the opportunity to. It's not only men in this country that are educated. Even the women go to school. We should keep our religion, whatever, aside, because that is the problem we have in this country. That see, women cannot lead. There is no way you can see a woman cannot lead you because we have the same right. There are women that did well in the government, like the Iwela, and some of them, they did well for the nation. So bring in or give opportunity to other women to come in and also display their talent. You look at the White House, the majority they are the old men. You talk to them, they will say the youth are crazy. Of course. Why would the youth be crazy? The youth are crazy because they are tired of your antiquated way of leadership. You cannot expect a boy to go to school, study, come back to your nation. He wants to become somebody, and yet is your ancestor that is there still controlling. It doesn't make any sense. So as a leader, I'll make sure that the youth are also brought into politics to be able to give them the opportunity to do one or two things. Give them an office to see if they can do well. If they didn't do well, you have the right to take them away from the seat. So as a president of this country, these are the few things I think I'll first put into consideration before I go further. Thank you.
My name is Ralda, and as a youth, I've been asked severally what I think about gender equality in governance. from my own understanding, gender equality is a stand for both genders, man and woman, to have equal rights in the society, in the economy, and in government. We have come a long way and we advance daily in industrialization, technology, and in government, but not totally in government. Why do I say that? Don't get me wrong, there has been unique changes in the government, I commend them, and there has been advancements in the government all over the world. But when it comes to gender equality, there has been some question marks, mainly in Africa, or let's bring it home, mainly in Nigeria. We have accepted equal rights for both man and woman, but this isn't practiced yet in our society or in our government. A woman would want to emerge as a public figure in the economy, but will be bashed verbally and physically. A woman would want to be a politician here in Nigeria, but will be reminded hourly, daily of her place as a female in the society. And what's that place? The kitchen, her home. Side talks like, isn't she married? Doesn't she have kids? Can't she just stay at home and take care of her children, of her family? What kind of a woman will leave her home to lead a country? Oh, she's single. That's why she wants to join politics. It's those ones. All these talks are meant to discourage women from climbing to the top as well, because it's not their place. There are women who have some unique roles in the government. For example, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, who is the present president for WTO. But even at that, there are certain people and certain Nigerian political standards that will never let a woman get a major role in the government. Maybe as a Senate president, as a vice president, or as the president here in Nigeria. They will say, is it not a woman? They will use gossip and finish our country. Malice should be beefing this woman because the woman was talking to the president, to the senator, and they'll be saying that it's culturally inappropriate for a woman to rule the country or have a major role in the government. She's not capable enough. You know, women are very soft. Women are very pete-pete. If it comes to fighting in that country, they will not have capable intentions. Women are capable, not just in the kitchen where knives are kept, not just in the home with taking care of the family, not just in the labor room, not just in a room that contains only females. Women are also capable to handle major roles in the government, in the court, in the bank, and in every other field in the government. So why are we delaying it? Why is the progress so slow? If I were given the opportunity to become the president of Nigeria, I would tackle gender equality in politics. I would make sure both women and men are included in every public and private sector. Every gender is capable of handling a position or positions in the Ministry of Finance, Justice, Agriculture, Education, Information, Culture and Arts, Housing and Works, Transportation, Communication, or any other field. I will improve the health sector. I will encourage exportation, reduce importation. I will invest in new ways of national financial revenue. We must not make money from only oil sector. Oil is not the only thing that somebody can make money from. We can make money from, agriculture, entertainment, and every other sector. I will manage our economic security. Our security is very poor. I remember this instance where there was an American who came to Nigeria for a job, and when he was kidnapped, Americans had to come to Nigeria to rescue him. That was a blow to our country. Why would they have to leave? We cannot help. We cannot stop kidnapping. We cannot secure our own citizens. Talk less of other people's citizens. That is extremely poor. I will erase corruption, not totally, but it's a start. I'll erase nepotism and all this racial injustice just because you are from the East and from the East, so only all of us can rule the country. That's wrong. We are Nigerians and there are lots of tribes and we need to come together. So we'll start by erasing nepotism and the likes of it from the government. And I'll empower the youth by creating job opportunities and avenues for them to learn skills and to develop those skills. I think I will also make sure that they participate in politics. There has been lack of interest in politics in the youth and in women, and I wish to encourage them so they can also participate, not just the elderly ones. I think these little actions that we take will better our nation slowly and lead us in a stronger positive direction. One Nigeria, a better Nigeria. Thank you very much.
It's your boy Josh Blizzy, and I'm here to talk about the topic gender equality in politics. First of all, I would like to trace back to our right from start the tradition. Men are mostly respected, unlike women, and both humans we are supposed to respect both male and female because God right from beginning created man, and also out of man he created woman. So as of that, men are mostly respected unlike women. So if I were to talk about equality, like right from the Roman Empire back in the days, we are having warriors, and we have the men warriors and the women warriors. We have strong women who fight restlessly and brutally in the warfield, and which, if that's going to bring respect to women, that should be a good reason for them to be respected. As that of men too, we have strong men in the battlefield who fight mercilessly. So if that alone would be another point to bring respect to women, what if in diplomatic aspect and politics? Back in Roman also, we have intelligent women and smart women who talk respectfully in conferences and all political ambitions, and they are very good at it. So now bring it back to these days now in our country, Nigeria. We don't really kind of acknowledge women in politics, and men are mostly respected, and we kind of bring more men in politics for them to work for us. So now in foreign countries now we have men feminists who fight for women outside the country, for women to be respected and for women to be acknowledged in politics. So what if here in Nigeria we have, I don't think we even have any male feminists that fight for women to be brought in to politics. It's only men, men, men. Yes, we know women are the weak vessels and are not to be respected, but yes, we have strong women, especially African women, who fight and talk intelligently in politics. So yes, gender equality, I will stand for it that it's a 50-50% equality. So women have the right to be in politics. So I will talk for another point which I'm going to discuss if I'm opportune to give a chance as the president. First of all, I will concentrate more on security. Here in Nigeria, we have a lot of kidnapping cases which goes around the country, a lot of states. And now kidnapping is now a kind of business which brings money for kidnappers. And our security here is very poor. As the president of Nigeria, I will orientate our security personnel to be more cautious of insecurities around them. And security starts from home, not just outside. And for our service corps, we do have a lot of orientation camps, awareness, and all that. So we need to orientate our youth, older men, younger ones, to talk about securities. So security is very important for us to, as a person, to be security alert, because anything can happen to anyone at any moment. So you won't know what to happen to each and any one of us. So we need to be very agile and cautious. I'll talk another point of technology enhancement in our country. A lot of countries have gone far in technology and development and all sorts of things, be it building aspects, telecoms, and communication lines and all sorts of things. So we need to bring in technology and enhance our movement, be it motors and bikes. So we need to enhance more. And how can I do that? We need the help of the foreign and well advanced people to kind of put us in line, because we can't do it on our own. Yes, we have smart people and intelligent people who can do that for us in our country, but we still need more brains and more kind of more orientation that will help us to go into that aim of technology enhancement. So as the president, I can't do that on my own. Talking about youth to come into politics. We have a lot of youth that are here moving around, and as I made mention of kidnapping cases, mostly are youth. Why? Because we don't have things to do, no work, no work, no work. And our elderly people do use the youth to their advantages, which will tarnish their future ambitions, which is the youth. So there's a lot of youth who are greedy and kind of self-centered without knowing what will later in the future will affect them. So we need the youth to work for us. And not just youth, we need the ready and smart, intelligent youth who are ready to work. I can't just work with anyhow youth. First and foremost, I have to forget about background check, and I need to see the readiness and willingness of how that youth is ready to work, not just in politics, in other aspects of business and all sort of things that will help and bring improvement for our country. We need to use the advantage of you because we have a lot of smart youth who will help us. Like we have various cases of the Yahoo boys, the internet fraudsters, and all that. Mostly are youth, and they are very smart. If only we can take the advantages of the bad side of intelligence and internet fraudsters that they do use, we can use it and bring it back in line to help our country, Nigeria, in development. Another point here is the revenue split percentage. Like a big state like Lagos State and Kano State, they are very large in industrials and engagement. So when I say about split percentages, we will bring a kind of a law. As the president, I will impose a law about when the revenue in each state, like I mentioned of Lagos and Kano State, they are having a lot of industrial engagement there, and there's a lot of income. So we'll split it in 60-40%. 60 will go to the federal government, and the 40 will go for the state government. When we have loans that we borrow abroad and all sort of loans that is unpaid, when we gather all these state revenues, it will go a long way. And with the purpose to pay loans and the purpose to improve our Nigerian agendas, which will improve our country, that would be a big major step for us to go with. Forget about the yearly budget that we do use. Yes, we know politics is being corrupt, and the budget that is being shown to us today is only few that is being functionalized, that is being imposed to go on with. So we need to go with the revenue split percentages that will help to perform and pay loans. And again, I'll go with sport. Sport, again, on its own is a business. So as the president of Nigeria, I will emphasize and work with sport, because as a sport lover and also for the aim and ambition to promote and improve my country, I will work with sport the most. And a lot of sponsors are there, which I can be able to convince them, not only me, also with the help of the youth, because we're having a lot of youth games lovers that will help to convince and work together with them. Sport is a business, and to bring a lot for the country. And I will work for the education sector. We have a lot of orphans on the street, which they don't even have any guidance that do protect them and provide for them. So with the provision of education on its own, we will help the orphans in schools to enroll them in schools, provide for them, also provide shelter for them. Because there's a lot of charity houses that they are also lacking. They need more sponsor and more support that will help to protect the children, to undergo such training and orientations for the children who might even help us tomorrow in Nigeria today, because our children are our future tomorrow. Thank you.
I'm Alex, and I'm here to talk about gender inequality. Okay, I would like to say, personally, I feel like gender inequality starts from our homes. It starts from the house. You find out that a house where you have a girl child and a boy child, they're treated differently in their homes. Even if the girl is the firstborn, you see that the guy gives like the parents give them what do you call it, preferential treatment, and also the way they even see their parents treating their moms. So this behavior, the boys take it outside, and they believe that okay, they have like a better gender and they have the right to treat girls lesser. And I think gender inequality goes both ways. Sometimes boys are being overlooked too, because there are some occupation like being a nurse. Sometimes as a boy, if you want to be a nurse, they'll be like, you be guy, wetin you wan go dey do nursing for? Or even nannies, there are some boys that are very good with babies, but because they are boys, they don't give them the jobs of being nannies and stuff like that. So I think the gender inequality is both ways. Boys are suffering, girls are suffering. And as a president, if I'm given the opportunity to become a president of our great and lovely nation, Nigeria, the first thing I'm going to do is to make sure everybody outside the country comes back home. We have very good people outside the country. We have medical doctors, professional doctors. They are busy working outside the country while we in Nigeria are dying because we don't have specialists. We have good footballers playing for other countries, while Nigeria is always coming last in everything. So first things first, everybody come back to your motherland. Even if you have dual citizenship or whatever, everybody should return home and, you know, make this country a great country. I would also want to invest in entertainment, because I believe that our entertainment industry is very, very poor. You watch American movies and then you are wowed. But even me as a Nigerian, I can't remember the last time I sat down to watch Nigerian movies, because their movie. But these days we're actually trying, I guess, but it's still very, very, very low. The standard is very poor. Meanwhile, we have very, very talented artists. We have good actresses. We have young people in the music industries. We have excellent fashion designers. We have beautiful models, but still, we can't do anything in this our Nigeria. So I'm going to make sure that the entertainment industry comes in very well. Also, agriculture. I think we're doing great in that aspect, but I believe we can do more. We can, everybody go to the farm. Even if you work from 9 to 5, by 5 o'clock, you should go to your farm and farm. And I would also make sure that I insist on birth control. Everybody should have a required number of kids you can give birth to, because you find out that poor people are giving birth to 6, 8, 10 children. Who do you expect to feed those kids? Everybody, you cannot born more than 3. If you give birth to more than 3 children, you go to prison. Because like the country is overly populated. So, and like most times people just give birth to kids and kids are everywhere. That's why I see some people are they're armed robbers, they're kidnappers, because their parents can't cater for them. They have to be the one to cater for this. So that one should be very, very important. That's all. Thank you very much.
For our viewers out there, it's your favorite personality, Prince Riggs. Well, I'm here to talk about gender inequality, and then as a young and a vibrant youth, what can I do to better our country if I were to be a president? All right, let me start with the gender inequality. Right from time immemorial, or rather, let me say even before the birth of the earth or during the birth of the earth, God created the man, and from his ribs, he created the woman. And he told him, this woman shall be your helpmate. Now, he started from there. From there, he went to the I want to take it to the cultural aspect now. Now, from there has been some kind of, inferiority complex, if I may say, or rather, the mentality has been transferred somehow. And again, I want to also back that up with a little saying of someone who says that a woman is God's second blunder. I will leave you with that to argue, but I don't agree to that. because women have been very, very useful, very, very useful. Then talking about how culture rights has affected, us as individuals, you know, in a situation where, the women are being subjected to the kitchen activities and all that. Then I remember some time ago, you see someone or a lady who is intelligent and she wants to go to school, and then there's a boy in the house, but maybe because of a financial, strains and all that, they'll be like, okay, allow the boy to go to school because they all believe that when the boy goes to school, he is going to come back, and then and help the family. But times have changed, and how time has changed now, you get to see a lot of people who even appreciate the female child more than even the male child, because the ladies have been paying back more from what they've been given right from home. And then that's why I would like to rephrase the statement that one of my other colleagues said when she said, when you feed a man, you feed an individual, but when you feed a woman, you feed a nation. And we've had so many examples, of great women. Is it the Queen Amina of Kaduna? Is it the Konjo-Iwealas? Is it the Dezanis? Is it the Alakija? I mean, the list is on. And these women have been very, very tremendous, in, bringing up or, doing a lot of things that, women probably maybe were not expected to be doing. All right, let me skip from that. Then let me just simplify what I would want to do if I were to be a president as a young man. First thing first, our constitution has gone wrong. It's been so badly, followed. It has, so I would like a situation where we'll have to review our constitution, not just reviewing it, but also restructuring the country, where the zoning processes have actually affected, the country in so many ways. We have too many laws, but justice is less. I mean, it's more like, okay, the laws are being made, but how many of those laws are being followed? Too many injustices. So things are not being followed the way they are supposed to be followed. So therefore, my point is going to start with agriculture. Agriculture, yes, we have been trying, but I don't think we've done enough. So but I think we can do better in agriculture to improve the nation. Then secondly, because I'm a sport person, so I think the area of sports has been very, very poor. Very, very poor. So I think there is a need for improvement in our sporting activities or day-to-day sporting activities. Then, as also an entertainment lover, yes, I agree that our entertainment is very, very poor. You see the graphics, the sound, so many things. I mean, you just cannot compare our entertainment industry. In fact, compared to even some of our fellow or neighbors, fellow neighbors from the other African countries, then insecurity has also been a major challenge in this country. We've always been talking about insecurity to some extent. We were talking about insecurity being too much in the north and all that, but I think it's just a general thing. Insecurity is a general thing because, okay, you can start talking about the Boko Haram in the north and all that, but then how about the kidnapping in the south? So insecurity has actually been a very, very big challenge for us in the country. So I would like to tackle insecurity in our country. Then entrepreneurship and innovation. Now you go to China and you see a child of 7-year-old, creating phones and other fun toys. And it's not like we don't have those talents here. We have them. But then, how do we empower them? So many of these kids have not been empowered. I mean, we've had a situation where we see someone here in this country, inventing or creating a fridge. Someone some time ago, invented an helicopter. I mean, so many things. We have so many inventors, as in that we can actually encourage. So those kind of people, I'm going to make sure I encourage them, empower them, probably, fly them out, and then so that they can get some experience and all that.